my confident and generous Leo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. And let's pause here, Leo. There's a quiet throb at the center of your chest this week, a pulse of longing, maybe loss, maybe regret that doesn't quite speak its name. You stand tall for the world, but in the silent spaces, something unresolved curls up inside. It arrives in those hushed moments when laughter feels a bit thin or when someone's words echo a little too long in your mind. You may find yourself replaying an old memory, noticing what slipped through your fingers, or scanning for the warmth you wish had stayed. There's a hush beneath your boldness, a question that flickers. What now after what's gone? Even as you move through your days, Leo, there's a subtle unease. It's not loud, but it tugs. When someone asks if you're all right, you might answer with a smile, even as you wonder if anyone truly sees the ache behind your eyes. Maybe disappointment lingers from a recent conversation, or you sense a distance from someone you care about. The world expects your brightness, but this week the shadow feels more present. It's not a defeat, just a pause, a breath drawn in the wake of something lost, something left unsaid. You are not alone in this. The heart knows how to keep going, even when it's carrying the weight of things that can't be changed. And in acknowledging this tension, you're already honoring your own depth. This week, the 5 of Cups quietly shapes your inner landscape. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic heartbreak, more the subtle, persistent ache of wishing something had turned out differently. The sense of missing out, of letting yourself or someone else down, is a silent companion. You may notice a habit of looking back, replaying what could have been done, said, or chosen. It's easy to become absorbed in what's no longer available, as if only the spilled pieces are worth your focus. There's a tenderness in this. Your heart aches because you cared. You invested hope, effort, or trust, and now you're left holding the absence of what you imagined. Sometimes others might see you and imagine you're unaffected, but inside you're sifting through the stories of recent days or years. There's a temptation to dwell on disappointments, to keep circling the same sadness. It isn't self-pity, it's the search for meaning in what's gone. You may feel frustrated by your own sensitivity, wishing you could just push forward. Yet, beneath that frustration is a desire to understand, to find a way to hold your losses without letting them define you. In quieter moments, you might notice how this ache seeps into your posture, your tone, your willingness to try again. You may withdraw or you may overcompensate with energy and activity. Either way, there's an inner tension, the pull between honoring your grief and longing to move beyond it. This is a week where forgiveness, especially of yourself, asks to be heard. Your strength is real, Leo, but so is your vulnerability. Both matter. Both are speaking through you now. From this place, everything you do and choose feels heightened. The inner ache shapes your interactions, your willingness to take risks, your openness to new beginnings. It can feel as though the world is asking more of you than you can give. The urge to protect your heart is strong. Yet beneath the surface a quiet longing stirs, not just to heal but to create again, to make meaning from what remains. The path forward doesn't erase the past, but it does invite you to look up and notice what's still within reach. Because you're sitting with this tension, the days ahead unfold with purposeful friction. It's as if the universe senses your pause and answers with a gentle, persistent nudge. The magician makes its presence known, not through spectacle, but through the subtle press of possibility. There's momentum in the air, a sense that something wants to begin, or wants to be reshaped with your own hands. The pressure isn't external so much as it is internal. The awareness that you could, if you wished, gather your resources and start weaving something new. You might feel restless, Leo, as if you're standing at the edge of a choice. The world around you reflects this energy, opportunities that glimmer in unexpected places, conversations that spark new ideas, or challenges that demand your creative attention. At times, it's overwhelming, the sense that you must do something, that the time for waiting is ending. Yet this momentum isn't blind. It's born from your willingness to acknowledge what hurts, to admit where you feel empty, and to ask yourself, what can I do with what I have left? Pressure builds in the small moments, a desire to speak honestly, to reach out, to try something you haven't before. There's friction, too, between your hope and your caution. The magician's influence turns your gaze outward again, inviting you to recognize the resources at your disposal. Your words, your presence, your ability to create meaning from what's available. If you find yourself hesitating, it's not because you lack power, but because you sense the weight of responsibility. You want your next move to matter. You want to channel your energy with intention, not just as a distraction from pain. It's possible that others will notice a change in your energy this week, a subtle determination, a willingness to test new ground. The friction you feel is a sign that you're alive to possibility, even as you carry your doubts. When the urge to act arises, it's not about proving yourself, but about reconnecting with your own agency. The world is ready to respond, Leo, when you choose to engage, but nothing is automatic. The gap between longing and realization stretches wide unless you participate, unless you meet the moment with conscious attention. The possibility for real movement is alive only when you decide to step forward, not in denial of your sorrow, but in the courage to let it coexist with your ambition. Your growth this week is not a certainty, it's an open door, waiting for you to step through with your whole, imperfect heart. If you engage with this moment, the Three of Wands energy gathers quietly around your steps. Growth shows up as an invitation, not a guarantee. You begin to sense, almost imperceptibly at first, that the horizon is wider than you thought. The ache in your heart doesn't disappear, but it softens as you let yourself imagine new possibilities. You notice glimpses of hope, small perhaps, yet persistent. The urge to look outward returns, mingling with the memory of what you've lost but not erasing it. There's a sense of waiting, but it's a patient, purposeful waiting. You recognize that you are not powerless, that the choices you make now ripple outward. You can't control every outcome, but you can prepare yourself to meet what arises. You may feel drawn to share your ideas, to test your strengths in new arenas, or simply to let others see you as you are. Someone who has known disappointment but is not defined by it. The pain you carry becomes part of your wisdom, shaping your approach to what comes next. Growth here isn't about conquering the past or rushing toward the future. It's about standing where you are, looking honestly at your reality and letting hope quietly return. You might not see immediate results, but there's a subtle shift, a readiness to invest again, to extend your energy beyond the circle of your own grief. The invitation is gentle, no demands, no declarations, just a softening, a willingness to believe that new meaning is possible, even now. Looking back over this week's journey, Leo, you move from the silent ache of the Five of Cups, through the restless, creative tension of the Magician, to the open invitation of the Three of Wands. These cards do not erase what hurts, nor do they promise swift transformation. Instead, they offer a way to live with your longing, to let it become a source of power rather than a weight that holds you down. You honor your past by feeling it fully, and you shape your future by choosing one small act at a time to engage with what's possible. There is no need to rush. Your story is unfolding, not in spite of your sorrow, but because you are willing to listen to it. The world meets you where you are, Leo, strong, vulnerable, and ready to try again. In the quiet moments, remember that your heart is resilient. Loss has shaped you, but it has not diminished your ability to create, to imagine, to reach toward what's next. This week, reassurance comes not from certainty, but from the steady truth that your willingness to feel, to act, and to hope is already enough. Actionable insights for Leo this week. When you notice regret, try giving it a name and letting it breathe. You could gently test a small creative impulse, nothing grand, just a simple gesture. Allow yourself to imagine a new possibility, even if you don't believe it yet. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I honor what I feel without apology. I am allowed to begin again, gently. I am present to my own quiet strength. I trust the horizon will meet my steps. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.